3, 2, 1, action.
In my DIgipak, it relates to my target audience of teenage girls because the artist is obviously like a teenage girl. And it relates to the genre because in other pop genres like Leona Lewis and another Pixel one, Rihanna, they have like the artist on the front, just like my front cover does. But it challenges this to an extent because the research that I did for my album covers was it showed like a more sexual and like seductive artist, whereas mine just shows it's like because he's a teenager, obviously like you don't want to cross boundaries kind of thing, so it's more like low key. I chose to do separate images of the different actors in the video to relate my DIgipak to my video. I did this by cutting up the images and then putting them together on Photoshop, like so it made one face, but obviously like it was food generations. My advert, I used showed different camera angles and different poses, so that the main image relates back to the video, but the other two show like a different side to the artist. I also used the 4 DIgipak covers on my advert so that they could see what's to come, and so that it relates the advert to the DIgipak. It relates back to the video because the clothing and mise-en-scène is all the same. And I also used the same colour scheme, so I did like a black and white video and then the pictures are black and white so that it all kind of like links in together.
So what tools on Photoshop did you use to create the effects that you have done on your advert and DIgipak?
I first, on my front cover, first put the picture of the artist on and like cut around that. And then I chose like a white background because it was quite simplistic and it made like the blue stand out more and made the artist stand out more. And then for my 2 insides, made like a box shape, cut around the pictures and then like slotted them all together so that so it was all like the same zoom in it, so it did like look like an actual face. My back cover I did the same with the picture, cut it out and then did the text afterwards. My advert, I started again with the pictures and cut those out and then faded the 2 side pictures so that it made the main one stand out more, as this is the one like that relates to the video. I used quite a simple text, so it wasn't too like flashy because I wanted it to like relate to how the artist wants to portray herself, which is quite like simple, not like too out there kind of thing, just like a normal teenager, so this relates back to the target audience. And then I stayed with like the blue colour scheme, which was in my advert and my DIgipak.
So how effective do you think the advert and the DIgipak are together?
I think the advert's quite effective because like it does stand out because the blue against like the white and the black and white pictures is like quite vibrant, and the 2 DIgipak covers, like the insides, they show like what's to come within the video, and it kind of might make people question like why is there, so they might go out and like try and research the video. The front is quite simple and so is the back, but again I think like the blue and the black and white stands out on the white, so it's quite effective.
How effective do you think all 3 tasks are together as you put them together as a package?
I think it portrays like what I want it to portray, like the sophistication like, of the artist, because obviously it's different to like other Pixie Lot videos and other Pixie Lot DIgipaks, and I think they do all work well together because they're all like consistent and they all like use like the black and white and blue colour scheme, and they all like portray the message of like growing up and then like looking back on like life, obviously like in the video like the older OAPs looking back on like their life, and like the audience kind of like goes on a journey with them, and so they can like relate it back to like their own experiences.
So looking at all 3 tasks then, how does this compare with what other artists have done of the same genre?
The DIgipaks are quite different to the other ones that I researched. The front cover develops it slightly because it's not like a sexual picture, it's quite like simple, which does relate back to like the teenagers. But the insides are quite different because obviously they relate to the music video. And the advert is it's not like over the top, and it's quite simple, which again relates to the music video, but it does like challenge other genre ones where they're normally like trying to show whereas this one I'm trying to like attract more teenage girls, whereas normally like with a slightly older artist, they'll use like quite seductive shots to try and attract like male audiences as well. And seeing as the video is like more towards teenage girls, it made sense to like kind of play on the like innocent side of like the girl, so that they could relate to it more, rather than like it just being shown as like a sex symbol, which would like relate to males more.
Okay, excellent. So is there anything that you would change in the future if you're putting all three tasks together? I'd probably plan the video a bit better, and make sure like I had before we started filming some of it, made sure like we had actors for other parts, so it wasn't like a rush to get them. I'd have spent more time on the artist shots in the video, because some of the framing is like a bit like cuts off her head slightly, and I probably would have like when filming it watched it back and then like redid a few bits just to make sure that we had like extra footage if like we needed it. Yeah. Anything you change with the advert or DigiPak?
The back is a bit plain, like it's not. It relates to like the rest of the DigiPak, but like the two insides are quite like creative, whereas the front and back are quite simple. Even though like they do relate to the video and the DigiPak, they are quite simple, whereas like the insides are more like creative. But yeah, I think that's about it.